Go.
What's up, nerds? Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Entertainment Syndicate. We're coming to you from our headquarters in an undisclosed location for our mission report, December 16th, 1991.
Well, good reference out to Marvel.
If those of you who know are in the know.
So what you been up to, man?
It's been a busy week with the recording the show and our little comic talk and unboxing and stuff. It's been a busy week.
Yeah, and it's funny that we talk about the comic talk. Something very simple took us about an hour and a half.
It took a long time.
Because just retakes. It started off bad, right? Was that the one where the video?
The camera. We set up the camera. We sat down, started recording, and then we hear a little beep out of the camera. I was like, "Wait a minute, why is it making that noise?"
Yeah.
Turns out it had no more batteries. The batteries died.
But that's what happens when you're not professionals. Unpaid.
Then we did
and
what?
do it for fun.
What do we do? Like a half an hour version of a recommendation comic talk, and we broke it down.
Yeah. Like, well,
Yeah.
we did the first one, and it was just so over the
Oh yeah, we
place.
completely
Forgot about things. And then finally we took the time to write it down.
Yeah, we broke it down.
It
And
looked good. You know what? The second take, although we gave spoilers out, it was pretty good. I mean,
it was a good extended version because we went deeper into the story
right.
of the recommendation.
And then you thought it was just too long. Let's just make it shorter. And our goal was to make it less than 10 minutes, I guess.
Something,
right?
yeah, something easier to digest and spoiler free, since it's like my idea was a recommendation,
Right.
have our viewers or listeners go out and
Yeah.
get a chance to read it and enjoy it themselves.
So hopefully we'll see how it goes. People like it or not.
So that video will be coming out soon, so you're probably listening to this before the video's out, but you'll end up seeing it. So that's been this week. It's been pretty fun though.
Oh yeah. A lot of Marvel news as well. I had today.
Like one full day of like awesome news with
Right. And
casting.
And just like we said, it always happens the day after
we're done recording.
We're done recording. So wonder what's gonna happen after today.
Yeah.
So anyways, you want to start off with there's a knock at the door. Hold on, guys.
Just like I told you. I told you that you're gonna knock.
Okay, so for this week, you want to start off with trailers?
There's a few trailers that dropped. Yeah, we can get into that.
Yeah, all right, we'll talk about trailers. And so a few trailers dropped on us last week. One was Finding Dory.
Most of these are all trailer number 2 that have come out, and then
Right.
But yeah, there's a second trailer for the Finding Dory, more into the story of it, which is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess it's showing her upbringing or
her
continuous
origin story, and because I guess
memories.
I like how they still have Nemo and his dad in it.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty cool.
You gotta keep the whole cast.
That was cool. I like how they incorporated that. But
I have a kid. If I didn't, I don't think I'd watch it.
Really?
No. I would watch it if somebody else was watching it, but I wouldn't personally go out the way.
Like in general with all these Pixar films, or this specific movie?
This specific movie, to be
okay.
honest with you.
I would. I think I would.
But I do have a kid, so I'm definitely gonna watch it. So
looks
nothing
like
too big on that.
Looks like a pretty cool story. I like Ellen's voice acting with Dory. I like that character. It's funny. I know it's funny.
Ellen is pretty good on that.
So yeah, it looks like there's some emotional beats, but I like it.
And then trailer number 2, which this movie had almost like a similar, not as bad of a backlash as Ghostbusters, but
the original reaction to that first trailer for Star Trek Beyond.
Yes, and that's what we're talking about. Star Trek Beyond had its second trailer, which was really good, actually. This trailer was really good, and I had no problem with the first one. I mean,
I do agree that this trailer is better than the first, but I didn't really have that problem like people complain and the haters. And
God, they were just saying it's such a generic. That's what people were complaining. That was such a generic sci-fi movie based on the first trailer.
I think a lot of the issue on that was the Beastie Boy song, the
Yeah.
sabotage on it. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, really, just get over it.
And it's a trailer. So if a movie is 2.5 hours long, the trailer is a minute. That's like 1%. So you're basing you're judging a movie based on what 1% of the movie.
It's funny how
It's
people
ridiculous.
complain about the trailers, but they're still gonna see the movie.
Well,
That's
it's the only thing that sucks is that word of mouth does affect movies a lot. So.
I think more than the trailer.
So people just need to relax and just watch a movie before you make judgment.
Take it easy.
And since we did talk about it because of this, Ghostbusters had their second trailer,
They had their second trailer,
which was also really good though.
did look had a little more clips and
Cleaner.
scenes, and
Less rushed, more thought out.
I still liked it.
All right, so I'm gonna see it.
Were you more intrigued now after this one than the first one?
No, because if anything, it had the Streisand effect with the whole Ghostbusters thing. People were saying, I'm not going to see it because it's such a horrible movie. I want to and that makes me want to see it even more. So I'm pretty much indifferent. It just made me say it's a better trailer.
Okay.
But I'm still going to see it as much as I was before.
Nice. Yeah, because I was always on board since the announcement of it, like, rebooting the franchise and Paul Feig in charge and the cast. I was on board, so.
Yeah. So
I'm glad. Yeah, again, I agree. This trailer was better than the first, but I am still just as excited to see it.
Yeah, and they know how we feel
I was
if
before.
they heard of our other podcast
Yeah.
talking about it. So, and then the final trailer that dropped on us was The Beauty and the Beast.
The little teaser.
As we know, Disney's making live
action
movies
adaptations
all
of their
past movies.
classics. Yeah.
Meh. I mean,
I'm actually more interested in this one that I still haven't seen Maleficent. I didn't watch Cinderella, and I don't have like the desire to. But this one, mainly also because of the cast too. Emma Watson as Belle, like huge, or huge, but I'm an Emma Watson fan because of the Harry Potter franchise.
Right.
Who else is in? Ian McKellen, Ewan McGregor, Josh Gad, Josh Lucas. Yes, I'm intrigued. Actually,
I'm
for this
indifferent,
one.
to be honest with you. I'm like, okay. I mean, growing up, I can tell you right now, Beauty and the Beast wasn't a movie that I liked. Well, not that I liked. It wasn't. It's just it wasn't my favorite. Or anything
Yeah, there were
like
others that I preferred also.
Yeah. But if
Like-
my daughter's watching it and my wife, I'm gonna watch it. But as far as that, I'm not gonna go to the theater.
As far as those Disney animated movies, which one was your favorite? Like Lion King, Aladdin, and the
Honestly,
Mermaid and Beauty and
Best
the Beast.
one
And
it's definitely gonna be Aladdin. That was definitely my time.
I'm there too. It's tied between Lion King and Aladdin for me.
Mm-hmm.
A little more.
Lion King was just an emotional movie, man.
It was.
That was for a little kid. You're like, God,
the whole
in the field,
losing
man.
the dad issue.
Yeah, that was rough as a little kid.
Yeah.
But I think Aladdin had a better story with just as much emotion.
And the character of the genie was like something amazing.
Oh yeah.
With Robin Williams.
Oh yeah, he was meant for that.
That was amazing. I was gonna say more closer to the times. One of my favorite animated Disney movies is Emperor's New Groove.
Oh God, you know what?
That one.
It's not one of my top favorite. You know what? It's a good movie. It's a great movie. And I enjoy it. I've watched it multiple times.
I think it's underrated.
I think it's because of the cast. It's such a great.
The cast is amazing, and maybe the last 15, 20 minutes of that movie, I don't think I've ever laughed as hard in a Disney movie.
I think it's because the humor is so adult oriented.
Not so much adult oriented, but with that, when I first saw that and I laughed so hard, it reminded me of a Looney Tunes.
Well, you know what it was? It's not like as adult oriented. More like the jokes had a threshold. Like you really had to be.
They weren't. Yeah, they weren't really kid jokes, like the cheesy kid jokes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It wasn't like splat kind of deal. It was a little thought process.
Yeah, Emperor's New Groove, one of my favorite animated Disney movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hilarious. I mean, David Spade, that was a great choice for that. Smarmy, cocky king character that he played. I just wanted to bring up some Disney movies.
Yeah, so. All right, moving on to other big news. We're going to let you take this one on since it's pretty much your world.
There's a lot of news dropped this week with like a lot of the movie companies, DC stuff. So now I guess we had talked about it before. The whole Jeff Johns, who's one of the head
for DC
head guys with the DC Comics department. Right. He's now officially, and it's been announced that he's in. And I think he's the last episode that we announced he was going to be part of the movie universe, like kind of taking charge of that. So now it's like kind of official. He's out there and he said that he's in charge of the DC universe movies, along with another producer.
Man, that's a lot of weight on your shoulders, man.
And officially like co-writing the Batman movies with Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
So that's official news now too. Which I mean we've known for how many months, because that's kind of rumored that we talk about, but now it's just officially announced.
Jeff Johns like takes things over, man. He makes great things.
Yeah, so, he came up as an artist, right?
Yeah, that's how he came. I mean, he worked his way up.
He came in as an artist and then ended up like taking titles and becoming one of their greatest writers.
Yep.
Like the Green Lantern franchise, the Flash.
Pretty much those were his two babies, Green Lantern and Flash, and he took it from its mediocre sales to amazing sales.
And then Justice League currently, and I think it was his idea for the whole rebirth that's happening actually tomorrow, official DC Rebirth.
Yeah, with a midnight premiere, and he's pushing it so much that he says that if you don't sell, he's gonna buy them back.
Yeah, he gives you pretty much a money back guarantee.
But they've done that before.
Have they?
Yeah, they've done that before. It's nothing new. They've done that when the New 52 came out.
Just for press.
Yeah, pretty much. But they did that with the New 52. I remember seeing Chris ripping the covers off a few comics. What are you doing? Like, oh, they didn't sell, so they're going to return them.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's how you do it. You like make them defective and return them, and they'll give them the money back. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Hopefully something good comes out of this. I'm excited to see what new chapter or what goes on with this new Rebirth business.
So hopefully it's all good, man.
Yeah, I mean, we'll report back. I got some on my pull list, so I'll do some reading and I'll let you know. And are you gonna be picking up any?
I don't know. See, that's why I'm contemplating going. I was like, I'm not really too much into the Rebirth, so I would be going to just say I went. So we know that our comic book shop is gonna have a midnight.
Yeah, what he says means by him going is our local comic shop is having a midnight release of these of a few of the Rebirth title that's coming out. It's just gonna be from midnight to 1 o'clock. There's gonna be refreshments and snacks and some discounts on DC titles and the release of the Rebirth comic. Rebirth number 1.
So it's just discounts on DC Comics?
I believe so, if I remember the email correctly.
If there isn't more on other stuff, I would like to pick up that Max Reed on Punisher.
I'll double check the email.
Okay.
See if you're going that.
Right. And what do you have here for Suicide screening? When is that going
on? Suicide Squad screening was over this last week. There was like some sort of secret screening. I don't even know where.
For specifically who, executives?
Just like fan screening.
What?
Yeah, because
there few fans got to see this.
So that's the thing that people have been tweeting out some, I guess not reviews, but positive words on the movie that they got an advanced screening of it.
I'm guessing they signed a whole non-disclosure agreement saying you cannot say anything revealing of the movie.
Well, that's the thing. If they did, they shouldn't have tweeted, because all like the random tweets. I don't have any specifically on hand, but are like saying like this is the movie DC Universe should have started out with. The hype for this movie is real type of stuff. So that.
Well, that's not revealing anything. So at least you can say it.
Yeah, not revealing anything as far as like the movie goes, but just the positive words for it.
Right.
And again, if you're a fan of this, you'll like it and enjoy it, and you'll probably, because you're so excited that you saw it like so early in like a secret screening or something, you're probably like buzzed about it. So
that's amazing. That's awesome. Wish we knew how you got into that.
So hopefully that's like, true.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm still excited about Suicide Squad.
So am I. I mean, that we're definitely gonna see that. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, we already talked enough about it. It's gonna be amazing.
Almost every episode, probably.
Yeah. And you got more stuff on the Rebirth?
We're just gonna comment on the Jeff Johns stuff and the midnight release. And one last thing is just that I guess the Shazam movie is gonna get pushed sooner. So they're really starting to work on it. Yeah.
Because I mean, we know that.
Still nobody other than Dwayne Johnson has been cast as Black Adam. But I guess the producers and directors are saying like they want to make this a fun movie, and it's going to be pushed like sooner than that.
A fun
scheduled
movie?
It's going to have
like a Guardians kind of movie?
Well, that's the
family oriented.
That's the whole kind of backlash about the DC universe is there's no fun in it. Like the whole BVS thing, it was a dark and gloomy movie. There were no jokes. It wasn't a fun movie to watch.
Right. So they're looking for their Guardians and Ant-Man kind of movie.
Something like that. That's what maybe we're expecting Suicide Squad to be, because it does look, it has a bit of a light tone with like the
Yeah, but I think the name's just Suicide Squad. It doesn't really. Oh, let me let my
Yeah.
kid watch that. But Shazam, God, because when I think of Black Adam, I'm thinking of a guy who legitimately tears people apart and destroys them. So I mean, there is a kid in it. I mean, a kid part because Billy Batson is.
the characters
Shazam.
are kids that become these gods with the
Except for Black Adam, he's an old Egyptian pharaoh who gets powers. But yeah. So I mean, hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully it works out. I guess. I mean, there's nothing out yet, so this is all just like you said. Just
there's a whole lot of stuff going on with the DC because of the shakeup of BVS. Like, not being as successful as they hoped,
But
or
that's the thing.
critically praised as they hoped.
It was a successful movie. I mean, it made its money.
Money wise, it made a lot of money, but it's just that critic and fan kind of split of almost more didn't like it than did like it.
But hey, it's over. It's in the past. We gotta move on.
Let's keep it going.
All right. So now we get to go into my world, the Marvel world.
Your Marvel zombie.
Jeez, man. So we finished our show, and I believe I texted you. It was like, of course, every time we finish our show. So they revealed the picture. It was like not a production, like a concept art, I guess.
There's a lot of concept art.
It was a concept art of, and it was a view of Hela. And for those of you who don't know who Hela is, she's a character in the world of Thor, who essentially is she owns part of Hell. So if you could think of as Hell as its own planet, that has everything there, has its own continents and countries and so on, different rulers.
Mm-hmm.
Hela has been one of them, Mephisto being another.
Okay.
And so forth. So she is one of those rulers down there. So it was a picture of seeing her backside and seeing pretty much all the Asgardian warriors kind of rushing towards her.
Just her in silhouette from the background.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that looked amazing. And then they finally dropped another bomb, which is a list of cast members that they're going to have on board.
Amazing cast that's coming on board.
They got, let's see, Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. He's playing, what's the...
Grandfather?
Grandmaster?
Grandmaster.
I'm not familiar with the Grandmaster. What is his
he's
deal?
Almost like a deity that is like older than... He's like almost like a celestial.
Okay.
So he's not as powerful as Galactus or anything like that, but he's up there, So he's a bit of a mastermind. He likes to work behind the scenes and has control. So I wouldn't be past them that they use him to be part of the what's it called? Not Civil War.
The Infinity War.
Mm-hmm. So that's who he is, and then we have Carl Urban.
Skrull, is that the character he's playing? Was it?
No, not Skrull. God, is it Seeker? No. Who is it?
While we look for Carl Urban's character, Tessa Thompson is another actress that was cast in it.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be Valkyrie. She's gonna be Valkyrie.
Yeah.
And those are based on the people that like the angels that help out the dead crossover kind of deal, I believe. Scourge, there we go, Scourge. He from what I remember, Scourge is half Frost Giant, half Asgardian.
Okay, so Frost Giant is actually from the first Thor movie.
Correct.
And Loki was one of them. Oh no.
Loki
was one of the from the Frost Giant. That's right. Yeah.
So the thing with him is that he was actually one of the great warriors for Asgard, and just kind of went down the wrong path, So, but he's an amazing warrior. He carries a double-sided axe.
So is he a superhero or a villain?
He was. He was a hero. He was never a superhero because he was a hero in Asgard's time. So he was an Asgardian hero, and then he just went down the wrong path.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. And he's an Asgardian warrior, so you know how powerful he's gonna be.
Because one of the comments that Carl Urban stated about this character, he's gonna have a great story arc in this.
So that's good, man. So that means there's gonna be a great story to this. And it's interesting that they dropped this cast because you hear this cast and you would think it's gonna be a crazy Tom Cruise kind of movie, but this is a superhero movie, and it's great to see how this is attracting big names now.
Oh well, I see the majority of the movies being made now are like these superhero movies. So DC and Marvel, half of like the A-listers, more than half the A-listers are all in these comic book movies nowadays.
Oh yeah,
It's crazy. It's
and
awesome.
this isn't Carl Urban's first time venturing into comic books.
He was
Dread and Star Trek.
in Star Trek too. Yeah.
So I mean, he's a fan of this medium. So I'm glad he's on the Marvel side right now. So
Marvel is picking up a lot of the good actors. If it was
their casting agent has to be one of the top paid people because they know how to cast. They cast amazingly.
Yeah, if it was a contest between DC and Marvel on that, Marvel has it hands down as far as like the quality of actors that they have on in their movies.
And it's just amazing because it fits the persona.
Did we mention who Hela is?
Yeah. Oh no, Kate
Blanchett. She is amazing. She's one of my favorites.
So a strong female lead there,
and to be a villain, she's going to be the main villain, right?
Yep.
Hela. And this is the Ragnarok story, which is pretty much the end of Asgard, right?
Right, and Carl Urban even hinted that not Carl Urban, was it? God, yeah, I think he was the one who hinted that Hulk is gonna get killed here.
No, I haven't heard that. I know they were talking about this being like a space kind of road trip movie between Thor and Hulk is gonna have like a big part in it, more than he has in the previous
movies
or Avenger movie.
And this is what I'm thinking. I mean, just based on that alone, and this is gonna be with Hela involved.
They can't kill off the Hulk.
They're probably gonna have to kill him off just so he can travel back to Hell, and do what he needs to do in Hell.
Right. Spoiler alerts.
Yeah.
Just speculations.
Of course, just speculations, but
Interesting.
Right, and then Thor probably the same thing, or Thor can. Thor can travel between.
I was about to ask.
Realms,
yeah, I was about to ask. There's no rainbow roadway to
he can
any world or dimension.
No, he can transport the realms.
Right.
And maybe Mephisto shows up. Who knows? But I'm excited. I mean, just easily gonna be the best Thor movie, I think.
I enjoyed the Thor movies.
I told you that.
So far everything on this one's like really.
I enjoyed number 2.
I did too.
So I thought 2 is the best one, followed by 1. But I think it's gonna be after this movie. It's gonna be 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
But yeah, I'm excited.
That's gonna be cool. We have no like word. Well, there's that official release date, like in that whole 2017.
But they're pretty good with their dates. I mean, they haven't really changed them around. So I think we're solid on that.
Nice.
So, what do you have on the board?
Let's talk about Whedon. Whedon was being interviewed, and like they opened up the question of like, would you be open to coming back to Marvel? Because that whole Avengers 2 thing kind of wore him down and beat him down as a man.
You know what? We've been talking about this for a while. It was just a long road, and you get tired for a point, because he was there since the beginning. So.
He did the first Avengers, huge movie, giant production, a lot of sets and locations. Same with the second one, but the second one kind of like beat him down and really, really, I think didn't he have like a severe injury, broken leg or something?
Yeah, it was just the fans,
But yeah, just a question on this. He said he's open to coming back and like doing a female Avengers movie, but he said he's more open to a Jessica Jonesy type of story than a fun big action adventure.
Oh, God, that would be amazing.
We didn't, because with like the stuff he did with Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, so he knows his female roles.
Yeah, he's a good writer. He's good with characters and good with groups of characters together.
The movie that I'm still pushing for is Black Widow and Hawkeye.
I'm down for a Black Widow movie after seeing
her action scenes.
The Civil War. It's like she was badass.
And not only on her action scenes, but the way she interacts with the characters, how she's very passionate, and when she, mark her words, she's pretty direct with her threats and stuff. And
she's been around since Iron Man 2.
Yeah, so it's gonna be good, and I really, really hope. How she always talks about the story of how Hawkeye saved her. Oh yeah,
that kind of like backstory that they have.
This happened in I think the first team up.
The first Avengers.
Yeah. So. Yeah. That's the movie I'm pushing for. That'd be amazing to see.
That'd be cool to see that whole, like, what were they talking about? Like, what is it?
And why is their connection so tight?
Yeah, because
it's fun. When they're on screen together, there's good chemistry. I mean, it's amazing chemistry.
Because they're other human characters, but the only non-super powered ones.
Right.
So they have like they can relate.
Mm-hmm. So we're moving on to still sticking on the Marvel universe. You have Wolverine, 3 villains. I haven't seen that one.
And this just dropped today. Official villains for Wolverine 3 revealed.
Whatever they showed.
In reading this article, they named an actor. I'm not familiar with who, and they said it's going to be a new villain,
Like
an original villain.
oh, so it's not in the comics. It's gonna be made up just for this specific movie.
Yeah, so it's been reported on Nerdist. Boyd Holbrook will be playing an original villain.
Interesting. So
So-
I wonder how they're gonna take this.
So all that stuff we've been hearing about this being set in the future, almost like a western. It's gonna be him and Magneto, kind of like a road trip movie, almost sounding Old Man Logan-ish. And then now with the reveal of a original villain.
They can really go down this road then. I feel. It's very
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, because the villains that are in this original storyline can't be used because they're other properties, right?
Correct.
So-
So
So I'm curious to see. It's like more on the description. It reads, he's relentless, calculating, intense head of security for a global enterprise.
so pretty much every villain.
What's
Smart.
Are you familiar with the Hellfire Club?
Yeah, the Hellfire Club. Yeah, it's pretty much rich, snotty people who have enough power to try to manipulate whatever they can to their means by using metahumans,
So this
X mutants.
So this
or
new
whatever.
villain they're talking about could probably be leader of this.
The Hellfire Club always deals with the X Men though. That was a big part. They always butted heads and stuff like that. It's one
Okay.
of another rival team to the X Men.
I wonder if we'll get a taste of that after the apocalypse and credits maybe.
Maybe. I mean, Wolverine is in the movie. We know that for sure. So, but we'll find out tomorrow.
That's exciting. Went Thursday night.
Oh, sorry, Thursday.
Couple nights, yeah.
So, also heard about Wesley Snipes. You hear what he said?
I just saw something real quick right now about it.
Yeah,
Like
he wants
the
to make a
possibility.
new Blade movie. You know what? I'll be okay with it. He was great in the first 2 Blades.
Yeah.
And then just Trinity,
That wasn't a good movie, but
it wasn't.
I guess Wesley Snipes himself was kind of the problem on the set
Was
or
he?
something.
Was he trying to like?
From what I remember hearing, Patton Oswalt,
Mm-hmm.
he was in the third one also. He like kind of joked about it and like
He was
you know,
pushy, trying to be like the boss kind of deal.
something, yeah, like he would not follow the call times and be in his trailer and have a diva attitude type of stuff.
Oh man! But he played a good Blade, man.
I don't see anybody else's Blade. He'd be awesome. He's still like in shape and can I think pull off all the stunts
Karate
and stuff.
yeah.
And yeah, because he's a trained martial artist, so that's a skill that'll never leave.
Mm-hmm.
But he was awesome as Blade. The second one's my favorite, of course. Guillermo del Toro directing that one.
It's such a great movie, man.
It was awesome.
Early on, you see there's a twist. Like, jeez.
With the vampire that
Mm-hmm.
kills vampires.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, moving on. Captain America passed $1 billion, man.
Yeah, I just heard that today. So it's just over the $1 billion mark worldwide.
So
Good for them, of
I
course.
mean,
We all
Money
knew-
Train.
We all knew that was going to happen. It actually fell in the box office this week and it got beat by Angry Birds.
God, stupid Angry Birds. Dethroned Marvel.
That was funny to hear. It was like, oh, Angry Birds beat Civil War.
That's all right.
But I mean, it's a family film.
And
You
then
can
Civil
take
War's
the
been
kids
out
out to the
for
movies.
a couple weeks now.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
And going to according to what movies do, every week after that a movie's out, it drops by like 65%, 75%. So it's been amazing that it's stayed on top for this long.
3 weeks. Yeah, been average, I guess, for the Marvel movies. I guess the fastest was, but Jurassic World, I think, did it in 12 days, and then Star Trek: Force Awakens did it in 11 or 10.
Star Trek,
Hit a-
Force Awakens,
Hit $1 billion. Star
Trek.
Wars. My apologies.
I'm like Star Trek.
My bad.
As soon as you Irish.
My bad. I'm like in a food coma right now. We just ate.
But yeah, so
Star Wars.
can't wait till the DVDs and then even more revenue for that. Also, one news that we talked about earlier in our podcast about 2-3 podcasts ago was news that Michael Keaton might be involved in the Spider-Man movie.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, he went out. No, it's false. But as of last week, it's official that he's been signed on
I heard that he's been back in talks, not officially.
I've heard it's been official. I heard it's official that he has signed on to play the Vulture.
I heard it's official that he's back in talks, but that's crazy to have him in talks and then drop out and then back in talks or official now.
So I mean,
I wonder what it was that changed his mind. Cha-ching.
Or just seeing how these movies are really a great medium. It's not just all. I don't want to be that known as that guy who did a comic book movie.
Says the guy who is known for being the guy who did a comic book movie in 1989.
True, which he's reinvented himself though from
Only
the past
within
3 years.
Well, you could argue that with Birdman, basically playing a version of Michael Keaton.
True, but I mean that wasn't what it was the basis about.
It wasn't meant to be that, but just the similarities and the parallel of it was.
But either way, I'm excited.
It's funny too because I don't know if he was on Jimmy Fallon a few months back.
Okay.
No, maybe even a year back because this was after The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Right.
And he was talking about that scene where, what's her face? Spoiler alerts.
You can't spoil alert at this that many years, man.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. The
but
Gwen.
that was a long time ago, man.
Was it 2 years ago?
Shame on them and they haven't seen it. Shame on them. So no, I don't feel bad if it's spoiled or anything for anybody.
So he was on Jimmy Fallon talking about that because they were talking about, oh, you were Batman, this and that, and he's mentioning Spider-Man that just came out and the whole scene where Gwen dies and Peter's like with her body, just crying like over the body, and he's making fun of him, saying like, Spider-Man's a pussy because Batman would never cry. I'm Batman.
So shots fired. Okay.
So now to actually be in the Spider-Man movies, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm good.
Still in talks for the Vulture role, or officially signed on. So that's cool. I'm like, again, after seeing Civil War and what they did with Spider-Man, like the hype for Spider-Man, the next movie to come out is going to be amazing.
Yeah, can't wait. So let's move on from the movie world into TV. So we just finished watching Preacher.
Preacher finally premiered. I was fortunate enough to see the premiere episode at WonderCon back in April.
Yeah.
And we talked about it a bit on our podcast, and I got a chance to read Volume 1, and I fell in love with the comic. I actually just bought Volume 2 also to like continue reading.
Yeah.
Because it's an old comic, so there's a bunch.
So now you're getting familiar with a writer that I've forever been reading about
Garth
his
Ennis.
stories, and he has a way with telling a story in a graphic way, but not really being based on graphic. It's like, oh, it's only just for shock.
Dark humor.
Exactly, and he does it in such a way that it just doesn't take away from the storyline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It isn't just gory to be for gory's sake. You know what I mean?
Or yeah, he's not saying these things to be like
just to be shocking. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it has its purpose in the story.
And the thematic elements of it too,
right.
To be, it's something different. It's something to make you think or something to get you interested.
And I'm glad you're becoming a fan of his.
Yeah, because I read more into the story and found like the whole religious aspect of it, and kind of the dark elements of it, and this, I guess what we call it, blasphemous topics and stuff.
It's very talk about God, Antichrist and all that.
So I raved about that pilot episode after seeing it. It was like I can't really talk to nobody because nobody's seen it. And then
now that it's
and
here.
Then making the comparison and reading the comic, and so it just finally premiered this last week on Sunday, and so what did you think?
You know what my problem was? I was trying to compare it from when I read it, and I read it, 3-4 years ago.
Because you kept saying you don't remember this.
I don't remember this. I don't remember that. But it distracted me from truly enjoying what it was. But thinking back about it, it's I think if you're not open-minded to it, it's gonna have a hard time attracting people.
It's something different right now. It's barely starting off.
Oh yeah.
And it's bringing up questions.
And that's what I hope people come into watching this, because you very gotta have an open mind. And that a lot of people are very vocal and they like to voice their opinion, as we are right now.
Yeah.
I liked it. I mean, it was a good episode, and
it had its like the dark humor moments.
Correct.
And some laughs and some like gore and violence and like whoa kind of
So far, one episode down, it's all good, and it's from Seth Rogen's team. And
but I had mentioned the character of Tulip and Cassidy, the vampire character. How I loved him and how I loved Tulip and the actress that portrays her.
Yeah.
And the guy that plays Cassidy, freaking hilarious. The Irish guy. You barely understand anything he says.
Yeah.
But what did you think about them?
I thought they were good. I thought Cassidy was better. Tulip, I can barely remember her. I mean, I remember her role and everything. I just don't remember her character. Assface. Arseface, I should say, because it's, accent to it.
Yeah.
Arseface. That was pretty good.
Right.
His role on TV was pretty good. So far so good. Like I said, I'm gonna keep watching. So hope you guys do.
And it's funny how they subtitled him because you can't understand this character of Arseface. And yeah, just like it brought me back to the comic how
you can barely understand what he's even
in the
saying.
comic he has the word bubbles of what he's saying, but it's still subtitled that you have to read. And I thought that was funny. So that was
because
really good.
The bubbles are themselves are like hard to understand. You know?
Yeah, I like how they did that, or you can't understand this character because of his deformity.
Exactly.
And he's subtitled.
And they'll find out because what the deformity is all about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far so good, man. I can't wait till episode 2 next week.
Yeah, so it's every Sunday now, Sunday nights, and you're gonna keep up on it. Or you're gonna kind of binge it.
I'll binge it. I'm all for binging. Like you saw me earlier today, you came in and I was binge
watching The Walking Dead. Season 6.
Season 6, and I was telling you, such an amazing season so far.
This season is awesome. It has its down, dull moments, but overall, I loved it. And I'll be weekly because all the shows that I watch on a weekly basis this is like season finale week.
Yeah.
So like Flash and all the superhero shows are pretty much season finale this week. So I'll get to watch Preacher every Sunday night.
And that's good because it's going to give me a good time where I can binge watch everything.
With the season finale stuff?
Yep, once it's over, so there's no more,
Yeah, you'll catch up on all of Flash and watch all of Legends of Tomorrow. Which
we both have to watch.
I have like 10 episodes saved, but the season finale had a little bit of a spoiler for me, but it's exciting, it's cool, and it's something that you're like super interested in, this reveal of possibly Justice Society showing up for season 2 of this show.
I can't wait.
So that's gonna be cool. Another bit of TV news, Outcast.
Which one is that?
This is a Cinemax show. This is based off another Robert Kirkman comic book. And this Outcast story is exorcisms.
Oh, so a little bit of the occult then.
So this is more the Exorcist type of religious. I saw the episode. It's on YouTube. The full premiere, commercial free, 50-some minutes or so. They did a good job. It's nothing. I was whelmed by it, not over or underwhelmed, because going back and reading the first issue, it's identical as far as the first issue in the show. It's almost panel for panel. So that was cool to see that.
Which they normally do a lot when they're shooting things off of comic books. They'll use the panel.
Well, at least for me, this felt almost identical. Like I'm watching the show at the same time I'm reading the comic book. It's beat for beat. I had that feeling of it. It might be different for others, but it was pretty cool. It's the start of something, so I'm looking forward to it continuing and going on. But basically, the main character, he's had like a history of this kind of like with possessions in his family and being abused by people who were possessed, and it kind of ruined his life. Where like his wife and daughter aren't in his life anymore, and nobody likes him, and like his sister cares for them and tries to look out for him and take care of him, but her family doesn't want him around, kind of stuff. But I'm looking forward to because this one I'm probably gonna have to end up seeing like bootleg because I don't have Cinemax, so I'll probably binge on that or watch bootleg version.
I hear you.
But it's the start of something. I'm excited. Another Robert Kirkman title. I'm a fan of his and his work. So there's that. It's on YouTube if you want to watch it too.
Yeah, I'll check that out. I'm gonna add it to my ever-growing list.
Big news though for like
Disney
TV binging and properties.
And the reason I like this big news is, well, let's break it first. Disney, Netflix, they have a joint.
Well, but yeah, basically Netflix is gonna be the sole provider for most of like the Disney World content, which is the Marvel stuff, the Star Wars, Lucasfilm stuff, and Pixar.
Correct.
So that's a big kind of industry.
It is. I mean, think about just that alone. You could think about how much money Netflix is investing in this, because that's what it is. Netflix is paying to be
huge bucks.
Providers. Huge.
I hope this doesn't raise my monthly rate another $1.
They already raised it, so.
But this is months before. But now with this,
I think that it might have been leading up to this.
I don't know, because this is just kind of came out of nowhere.
Well, they gotta be in the talks for a while, for a great while. It could be an overnight thing. But the thing I'm trying to head into is that we're seeing a lot of people are doing their own base subscription.
Mm-hmm.
You know, HBO Go. I heard Showtime's gonna do his own thing.
Even Channel 2, CBS is like pay their own paid subscription for their own.
So everybody's, Hulu, all that stuff. Everybody's branching off, and God, Disney could have easily done that as well.
That's true. Think about that.
And it's great for me because it's just one less thing you really have to worry about. It's less breaking.
Yeah.
So Disney's been bleeding a lot of money from the subscription base, because a lot of people are tuning off from cable and satellite, and they already have their contracts with Comcast and all that. So there's people cutting the cord, and they're bleeding subscription, and their ESPN and all the other channels aren't doing as well. And then we go to the same thing, since everybody wants to go do the thing that's that's big right now as paid subscription.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's gonna have their own package, which in the end is gonna hurt everybody. It's gonna hurt the people that don't have those good packages, So
at the same time, in the end, all these subscription-based services, when you pile it up, you're gonna be paying $100-some for
correct, because you gotta pay
all your content for individual channels, basically.
And it's funny because people on the forums said it's gonna be a vicious circle.
Yeah.
They're gonna be all separated, and then someone's gonna have the bright idea of putting them all together in one giant little package.
Yeah. Cable television.
Yeah. But and it's the concept of cable television isn't a bad one. It's just the way they gouge their customers, and just it's ridiculous.
Because that's another thing. You sign on $7-8, and then months from now or a year from now, we got to add another $2-3 because we're giving you more content, or we're adding more
things
of the features
and you see on the news, you see it all over the internet, how they go back on their word, they lie, they won't let you leave, or they promise you one thing, and next you're getting a bill for $200. And
yeah.
You're shit out of luck, But either way.
But the good news is what we're talking about is Netflix having these properties.
And
so
we're talking about that. I'm happy to hear this. Is that I'm excited.
They're gonna have basically all the classic Disney movies to stream. There's gonna be all the ones that go straight to video will go straight to Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Same with even Star Wars titles are going to be streaming now on Netflix.
Right.
And possibly original content, like more of those animated shows and stuff. And Pixar stuff, like all the Pixar movies, maybe Pixar originals, maybe even those shorts, like at the beginning of the movies.
Right.
Because those you can only see when you have the Blu-ray or buy the movie.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I'm excited for that. And not to sound ungrateful, but as long as it stays, I don't know, I'm paying $8 a month right now. Because, like I said, everything's going to start piling up. The more and more things I have that are just exclusive content to this or that, just piles up.
But the thing with Netflix, though, the reason they do raise their prices, it's because they're venturing off. You got to spend money to make money. And they quadruple their original content, which their original content has been amazing.
I don't look at their books, but I don't see them losing money off of this.
No. Yeah, well, they always publish their books. It's publicly traded.
Well, yeah, it's publicly traded, but I don't look at them. But
and the reason they do, and it's been pointed out, the reason they do a lot of the raises because they do put that money back into the company itself, and it isn't like Comcast where
they do, but I'm still sure it's maybe millions of dollars of profits, or if not in the billions.
Mm-hmm.
So, not to sound like a complainer about it, but eventually, like I said, I have a subscription to the HBO and the Hulu and the Netflix because each one has exclusive content. The more and more you start raising it by $1 or $2, they'll start adding up, and then again we go back to I should just stick to cable.
That's when, when you analyze what you really need. Am I watching Hulu just for these 2 shows?
And that almost leads to the reason for all of this bootlegging and like illegal streaming and stuff like that. Kind of leads to it, and I mean, I don't condone it.
I do it. I mean, I'm not gonna get HBO Go for just Game of Thrones. It's the only thing I watch that's from HBO. I'm not gonna get Hulu just to watch that show that what's his face has, James Franco.
Oh, it's numbers 1166 or something.
Yeah.
Like that? Yeah.
So I'm not gonna get those subscriptions. I'm not gonna subscribe to Prime and pay $100. No. Netflix honestly provides 90% of the content that I need, and Cody just fills in the gap.
Same here. Yeah, Netflix is pretty much most of the content. Aside from us still having cable at home, I still watch that weekly stuff. So.
Yeah. So.
But good news, Netflix.
Either way, yeah. So
good.
Moving on to comics. This goes on hand in hand with the whole paid subscription. Have you heard about this?
Does it have the Amazon? I think I saw something real quick about it.
No.
Comixology.
Comixology is doing the whole paid subscription, $6 a month.
Oh, no, I haven't seen
$6 a month. Amazing. I mean, great prices for you to be able to read their unlimited supply of whatever they're making available.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah. So, but there's a little bit of drama behind it because a lot of the thing with subscription base is that people say the artists are the ones that take the impact because they're not seeing royalties based off of this.
Yeah.
And it goes back to Spotify, the whole title thing, and and so forth. So a lot of artists are voicing their complaints that. So how are we going to benefit from this?
Which was like my first thought. I was going to ask, what about the comic book shops and these brick and mortar stores that provide this stuff?
Now, so there's always a catch to these subscriptions. Even Marvel does it. You can't see new comics. You won't. You get to see their old back catalog, which realistically people aren't shelving out the money to go spend. I mean, you go to a con and these are like 25 cents for Golden Age or X amount of years ago.
Yeah.
So those are the type of content that's going to be available. So stuff you can read past arcs and stuff like that. So
okay.
And it's starting to be more like Netflix where it changes. It doesn't stay there forever. So it will change. So it's not a complete open library. It'll be a selected library. So it sounds good though. It sounds something that I can easily subscribe to, so I can read those arcs. So that actually appeals to me. So.
Yeah, that's a good idea because like thinking about like how at the conventions they're all just randomly mixed through in boxes. Of course they're labeled by letter and title. I'm flipping through. It's like I don't know where an arc starts and finishes. Correct. I don't know. So that way going digitally this way, it kind of gives me the trade version of it.
And you can get the trade version of, I was always saying Crisis on Infinite Earths kind of deal. So, and that's years ago. So,
yeah, but that's the thing. If I'm actually going to dedicate that time to actually do that, which is kind of hard because I keep current with current titles.
So this is where it comes in handy with that. So it gives you easy access to something you normally wouldn't put that much effort into because it's not in your to-do list. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like all those stories that you recommend to me, like would be easy to go into Comixology and find it, boom, read it.
Exactly. So it's less hassle, and like I said, you said it right now that you have your comics that you already set forward to reading first.
Yeah.
So that your whole search or your time is invested in that. So since there's no time really wasted, all right, cool. You can pick it up and read it as is.
That's cool. Yeah, but then again, it's kind of like unfortunate for the writers and the artists, and that's not making their cut of it.
But it's in limbo. It's not. They haven't said how the artists are going to benefit or how they're going to get hurt. So it's just they're voicing their fear. But besides that, also Civil War 2 is coming in now.
Is it started already?
Mm-hmm. So the first issue's already kicked out. I've yet to read that arc. So hopefully someone out there who's up to date with that.
Have you heard any idea or do you know what the story is about? Who against who?
I don't know what the division is going to be about. Okay. So please enlighten us, teach us.
Yeah, if any of you guys know about this, the new Civil War, hit us up.
What do you have about the Turtles?
Just video game news. Again, I've been just like playing Uncharted all this week and last week and the week before, and I'm almost towards the end, and I'm afraid to finish it because I don't want to finish it. But I know I'll go back and play it on like the hardest difficulty, and I like replay value for me is high on these games because I go back and look for the treasures and try to get like some of the achievements of like using weapons and so many kills and stealth and stuff with each weapon, stuff like that. But I just bought the new game that came out today, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutants in Manhattan.
I know that.
So yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's
cell shading.
Yeah, exactly. It's a cell shading
Sounds like
animated series stuff like with the Shredder, Krang and Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah.
And
I'm a fan of cell shading games actually.
They're
it
cool.
Looks like a comic based kind of deal.
Yeah, because I got into those with the Telltale games, the Walking Dead series.
Right.
That's a game I picked up today. It's multiplayer online. It's not like 2-player. It's up to 4 players, but online though.
Is this off the PlayStation Store or?
No, I bought the disc. I buy the physical media.
Oh, okay.
So that I bought it for the PS4 console also. So that's a new game I'll be trying out.
Full?
It was the $50. It's not the full AAA title like the $60 games. It was just $10 cheaper, but it was a new game to invest in and throw some time into because
Let me know how you like it.
I like turtles.
let me know how you like playing it more. I might play it too.
Yeah, I'll throw it on tonight because you got to get over the Division, man. You got to get into.
God, it's so. You get into building your equipment. It pulls you in.
That's what they asked you the other day. Have you played the story mode, or you're still just doing your farming and collecting and business?
I'm almost done farming, to be honest with you. But even that is fun because
you know what
there's a reason to what you do, the things you do. So it's like, all right, you're doing that for a reason. So it's not like just looking around. Picking up equipment.
So you're more into the RPG aspect of these games. I like the story modes more. Mm-hmm. Along with the Turtles game, I picked up the Uncharted collection.
Oh, the
remastered edition. So I could leave that behind if you want to start playing those.
Yeah. Does it have 2 and 3?
1, 2, and 3.
Oh, okay, sure. I already told you Mondays is gonna be my my catalog day. I gotta Google up why I couldn't save files for
Arkham
Gears.
Oh, you
remember you let me borrow Gears?
Mm-hmm.
And it said it wasn't gonna be able to save.
Oh, that's right. We have the start screen.
Yeah. So I gotta Google up what's up with that.
Yeah.
Find out what's going on with that.
Right on.
But anyway, so that's fine. So let us know how that goes with
the
game.
Yeah, I'll pop it in this week.
Also, pretty much towards the end of our podcast, some side news. I just read Stan Lee's final appearance for the cons will be New York Comic Con.
I read you put that down. When is the date on that one?
I'm not sure when the New York Comic Con. I think that's towards the end of the year.
End of the year, because I know for sure. Palm Springs Comic Con, their first annual Palm Springs Comic Con, we got coming
October?
up. Okay, because Palm Springs is in August. So New York Comic Con, he says later this year.
I mean, he can always cancel. That's the thing, though. You can say you're gonna appear, but he can always cancel. No dates. Everything but dates.
134 days from now. So yeah, it looks like it'll be for
towards
sure
the end of
passing August.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said.
October 6th to the 9th, New York Comic Con. That's another thing too. It's like once I finish school and saving up money, is I want to start traveling and do cons out of state. Like New York Comic Con's a big one that I would really love to go see.
Yep, there it is. Don't miss out Stan Lee's final appearance.
Crazy. He's in his 90s, man.
And he's going blind, so that's that's the thing.
I haven't heard that news.
He's pretty blind. Yep, he needs help signing.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But, all right.
Legend, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
The day he passes is gonna be a crazy dark day, man.
I think maybe I think maybe that whole week would be kind of dedicated. Maybe a week to a month be just dedicated to Stan Lee.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't talk about this. That's sad.
All right. So what else you got? You got John Carpenter on this. What's going on with that?
So exciting news for me. I'm a fan of the horror movies, and which I actually just bought some. I bought on Blu-ray today. The Witch.
Oh, Witch. Oh, the VV one.
The Vivitch.
I saw that already.
I heard really good things about it. I've yet to see it, and it's not a slasher, gory movie. It's more suspenseful.
Is that Carpenter's movie?
No. I'm just like kind of.
He's dead, isn't it?
Carpenter? Yeah. He's still alive. No, that was Wes Craven. Probably
Wes Craven. That's it is.
Another. And I bought some other IFC independent horror movie called The Hollows or something like that. I'll get back to you on that when I watch it. But
good movie.
Being a horror fan, news this week is that Halloween is kind of getting rebooted, and
Zombie?
involving John Carpenter. Like officially, John Carpenter is gonna
really?
like either produce, write, possibly direct
This is Mike Myers, right?
the Michael Myers Halloween.
I was okay with Rob Zombie's.
I loved him.
His
I was
take on it was
I
great.
loved it. Yeah, but it's officially getting rebooted.
Okay.
So Rob Zombie no more hand in it, and it's going to the independent horror production company Blumhouse. They're pretty.
They do a lot of good movies.
They've got a reputation now for doing these like indie horror movies and some big horror movies. But yeah, it's official.
They get creative with what they have disposable.
So Halloween's going to them, and I'm excited for that.
Oh, that's good stuff, man.
Cause yeah, I was a fan of the Rob Zombie stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the selection of Tyler Mane for Mike Myers.
Yeah.
Cause he's a massive dude.
Yeah.
He looked like a monster, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Giant, tall dude. And I love the design of the Michael Myers mask in the zombie version. I love the way it was aged and the cracks in it and the lines in it. I absolutely love those reboots. It was a little bonkers once you get the second one.
Yeah, but
I still loved it. Yeah.
Anything else to add?
Just what are we doing tonight? Are you gonna go to the?
Still haven't decided. I gotta see what the family.
So tonight our comic book shop is doing the Rebirth midnight release again. I'm gonna hit it up for sure. I'll probably do a little recording and we'll put that up online.
All right, yeah, man. All right, guys. This is pretty much game over for us.
That'll do it.
This is Carlos. Good night.
Drew. Later.